Hey there, Neoseeker. This is David Chang reporting at E3 2012. I'm here at the DHQ booth here with Quinn Duffy, and he's been showing us Company of Heroes 2. Could you tell us a little bit about the game, Quinn?
Company of Heroes 2 is the sequel to the award-winning original. It's one of the highest-rated RTS games of all time. And in Company of Heroes 2, we take the player to the Eastern Front of World War II. They play the Soviet Army, forcing the Germans away from Mother Russia.
Company of Heroes was definitely a great game, and it's been a long time coming, definitely. I know a lot of fans have been really pushing you guys to make another Company of Heroes game. What was the delay, actually?
There's a few things. I think the biggest reason from our perspective is we had a vision for what we wanted the game to be, and it took a while to build an engine that could achieve that. That's there's a lot of new features in the game. We've got a brand new engine, the Essence Engine 3. We've got things like snow in the game. We've got a whole bunch of new tactical gameplay features, and so it takes time to put those things together. It takes time to get a team going. Until we were ready to make a game worthy of being a sequel to Company of Heroes, we just weren't going to do it.
Awesome. So, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of new features in the game. One of them were environmental effects. Can you just tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, I mean we're fighting in Russia, in the Soviet Union, and one of the things we find there in vast quantities is snow.
Oh, definitely.
So the new engine gives us the ability to create snow that actually has depth and actually has impact on gameplay. It's not just a visual layer in the game. So units moving through the snow are encumbered and slowed down, and it's a challenge to find sort of the correct routes through the snow. The units will automatically follow, the fastest route. They'll stick to roads and stuff, but then that opens them up to ambushes and mine strikes and and attacks like that.
Oh, definitely.
So it's a big impact on the tactical layer of the game.
And another new feature we saw was the new Fog of War system, where it's based off of line of sight. Could you tell us a little about the motivations behind that too?
Yeah, I think True Sight really allows us to, leverage the gameplay that we loved in Company of Heroes. Things like flanking and using the environment to your advantage. So what it does is it blocks the unit's line of sight, buildings and trees and wrecked vehicles, and so it's very, very dynamic. As the battlefield changes, the things that you see are going to change. And it allows us to enhance those tactical gameplay by allowing players to actually do ambushes. Because you don't know what's behind a house. You can put an anti-tank gun back there to knock out a tank that's sort of unsuspecting. You can flank more appropriately. You can do sneak attacks. This is all this new emergent gameplay coming out from a system like True Sight. It fits in completely seamlessly. We're really, really excited about it.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it brings a completely different level of gameplay that I've really seen from a RTS in a long while. Because I mean, just those vehicles just block your line of sight. It looked like the smoke also even affected your sight very heavily.
Yeah, anything on the battlefield it's very, very dynamic, as you saw.
And the new engine looks just absolutely gorgeous. Could you tell us a little bit about, the new graphical updates to the game?
Yeah, the Essence Engine 3 has a brand new renderer. So we're using screen space ambient occlusion for sort of our lighting and our rendering model. We've got a deferred renderer. The game's going to look better and run better on a broader range of platforms. Company of Heroes is a great looking game, but Company of Heroes 2 looks incredible. And you're seeing a DirectX 9 version of the game.
Yeah.
We're doing DirectX 11, and it is going to look absolutely stunning on those machines.
We definitely look forward to seeing the DX11 build. And it also looks it looks very cinematic game and stuff too.
Yeah, presentation's really, really important to us. It's it gets the players engrossed in what they're doing. It builds tension. It's been I think a goal of Relic games from the very, very beginning, even back on Homeworld.
Gotcha. So let's get into gameplay and stuff. A big thing that you showed us during the demo was the no retreat for the Russians.
Yes.
That was obviously a very well-known and brutal tactic used by Stalin, and it did obviously help them win the war. Could you tell us a little bit about that? And will there be absolutely no retreat, or will there even be a button available for the Russian side?
Well, Order 227, it forbid retreat on pain of death. And these are things that we are going to be exploring in the campaign especially. When Order 227 is enacted, the player, they see this amazing cutscene, and they know that their game has changed. So 227 didn't last through the whole war. They started to turn things around and have some successes. And we're still working about how we want to integrate that into the core gameplay as well. But We want a system that's exciting and it sort of explores the brutality of the Eastern Front. We don't want to be punitive to the player.
Gotcha. So no definites on how Order 227 might affect multiplayer then?
Not yet.
Gotcha. And also, we didn't get a good chance to see the UI. Could you possibly tell us a little bit about what improvements there might be?
We've got a brand new UI coming. I think we'll be really excited to show that off soon. But accessibility and readability and information are all sort of vital components of what we want to show to the player coming up.
Any new revelations you could hit on it?
Not yet.
Not yet?
You guys will have
Alrighty.
to stay tuned.
And also, any changes to the gameplay style? It looked like it was good old Company of Heroes 2, definitely. We're definitely expecting some new improvements and, new gameplay, especially since there's a whole new faction. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean we've got two new factions. Both the Soviet Red Army and the German Army of the East will play quite a bit differently, I think, than players have been used to in previous games. We love to build these sort of asymmetric armies, and we want to give the players really interesting ways to play the game. What we found when we started on Company of Heroes was we loved the way that game played, and so when we're talking about the sequel, we didn't want to do different. We wanted to give the player more authenticity and more tactical options, take the game back to sort of more of its tactical roots, I guess you could say. And so that's really what the focus has been on, integrating the new tactical gameplay into the experience that players love from Company of Heroes.
Gotcha. And overall, can we expect the old gameplay styles with capturing conquest points and tactical points and field points? Will we still see all of that coming back as well?
I think there's some neat things that we're looking at.
Oh.
We're going to talk more about the multiplayer and more about the core gameplay. I think in sort of future discussions. But the game is a strategy game. We're going to expect that it's going to stay close to its strategy roots, and I think the formulas that we've established in the original, we love that gameplay.
Gotcha. And let's see. And in terms of vehicular control, I personally had a lot of trouble in the first game controlling my tanks. If I wanted them to face forward, they turned back. Are there possibly any improvements in terms of vehicular control?
I don't think there's much in the engine we haven't touched. So
Okay.
one of the things we established early was like, what are the frustrations? What are the top 10 things that players found frustrating about the game? And we put a hit team on hitting those things. So.
Gotcha. And also, what can we expect in environments? I mean, we obviously saw the new snow environments, and they look absolutely gorgeous. A lot of environmental effects with your new engine. Can we expect some urban environments, kind of like Stalingrad and stuff?
Yeah, Russia's a big country.
Definitely.
And we're covering 4 years of this conflict. You're going to see the places that I think our Western fans will find familiar. Stalingrad and Leningrad. And I think some places that they don't know much about, and
Gotcha.
we're excited to show them.
Well, we definitely look forward to seeing more content from you guys. Anything we can expect in the near future or announcements?
Well, you're going to see Company Heroes 2 early in 2013. We've got a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about in the next several months, so yeah, totally stay tuned.
All right, we definitely look forward to it. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot.